I guess everybody can see my screen right now. So just very quickly, today's presentation, our keynote speech is, as Sultan mentioned, divided into two parts. First, I will try to set the stage a little bit around what digital transformation is and how is it being perceived currently through different research sources. And then we're going to go to a use case by Lucien. So just after this very nice introduction from Sultan, I just really have very little to add. I'm a senior marketing consultant, and I'm predominantly focusing on CRM solutions and strategies as an architect. So we're working on an enterprise level, trying to scope those digital transformations. Lucien, would you like to add anything on top of Sultan's introduction?
Well, Sultan already did a very good job. But I've been in big data marketing for more than 20 years, working with many European retailers, manufacturers, insurance companies, you name it. And I'm really looking forward to sharing some of the experiences we had here in the Netherlands.
Thank you, Lucien. So we are from Engagement Factory, which is a sales and marketing consultancy based out of Netherlands. We operate across 5 different offices from Eindhoven, Cape Town, London, Stockholm to Dubai. And we support our customers alongside 4 major pillars or streams. We help them develop strategies when it comes to implementations, transformations, and general marketing strategies. We help them to collect, analyze, transform data, but we also provide them with services that enable them in terms of making the best use of their tools and processes with the content and studio services. And we also have an expert team in technology implementations, management, and refinement. Engagement Factory is a Blend 360 company. Our mothership is based in the United States. They are a data science and data management company. So between project management and resourcing solutions, they provide consultancy and support to our customers alongside key business areas of product, marketing, sales, customer experience, and supply chain logistics. And they provide solutions in business intelligence visualization, data science analytics, platform management and data engineering, and solution strategy and road mapping. Enough about us. On agenda of our presentation, my first 2 points are about the digital transformation. So I'll try to paint a brush of broad strokes of how digital transformation is currently happening around the globe. And from there, I will try to explain a couple of concepts and elements of transformation, digital transformation of customer experience as we see from work with our customers. And after that, I will give the screen back to Lucien. So about digital transformation. As a first point, before we go any further, I would like to make a bit of a, for the purpose of this keynote, a bit of a distinction between digitization and digital transformation. So the key differences are about almost everywhere. Digitization is focusing around existing process automation. So this is where our customers and companies are buying these wonderful platforms, but they're just automating a single process. While digital transformation has a much broader approach and is about business model transformation using digital. Objectives: digitization improves operational efficiency. Digital transformation tries to make positive impact on all key business KPIs. Change, typically, it's just new platform deployment, while with digital transformation, it's a coordinated deployment of end-to-end processes within the tech landscape that is already present or yet to be implemented. Strategy, digitization is typically IT-driven and it's aimed at new platform deployment. However, for digital transformation, it's based on a transformation roadmap and is aimed at advancing organizational maturity. Impact, just limited change management with digitization. It's about training people with new tools, while digital transformation changes a lot of ways of working of our customers. So the processes get changed, so it's a complex change management. So keeping that in mind, let me walk you through some slides with some numbers. So why digital transformation? First, there's the very known statistic from way years before, used by marketers, that 90% of engaged customers buy more. 75% of buy more when they have a personalized experience. And 60% of engaged customers spend more. So what does it mean? That our digital transformations are typically enabled to get this, improve the level of engagement of our customers and increase the level of personalization. So top drivers of digital transformation are still around increased productivity and streamlined operations. Customer experience related elements are a little bit lower. So we're looking at omni-channel customer experience and customer journeys improvement by 26 and 20% of of companies doing this currently. At the same time, common reasons to start the digital transformation or triggers to start them are still around growth opportunities. But we also see growth in customers saying that changing customers' behavior and competitive pressure are playing more and more significant role. So who drives the digital transformation on the customer side? BDO claims that 64% of all digital transformation projects are driven by non-IT executives. However, executives officially owning the initiative are still mostly around IT. So we see CIOs and CTOs at the top of this list. CMOs and CXOs are at the very bottom still. But which functions are really involved, apart from not who's really driving it or writing it, but which functions are typically involved as a part of a steering committee of the digital transformation? Majority cases is still IT and customer service. Marketing, advertising, and digital are losing a little bit of ground over here. So from 51% from the previous survey done by BDO, only 37% marketing, advertising, and digital are represented in steering committees. Sales channel, HR, and product groups are the functions within customers' organizations that are rapidly increasing their presence in steering committees. How is generally digital transformation going according to the customers? So first, just two elements about COVID-19 impact. Generally speaking, COVID accelerated digital transformation for 11% of surveyed companies that are currently undergoing a digital transformation. 14% of them pivoted to address business gaps that COVID actually revealed. On top of this, 27% are ongoing, going forward with their presentations. However, they know that within 3 to 6 months, they will have to revise their strategy. 31% only is continuing as planned, and 14% already put it on hold. When it comes to digital marketing, those numbers are very similar, but slightly different. In digital marketing, initiatives actually accelerated in 22% of the surveyed responders. 30% are ongoing without any disruptions. 26% are actually cutting budgets. 18% have stopped. And 3% still do not really consider any DX. So key business areas in DX focus. So which functions of our customers' organizations are being mostly looked into when it comes to digital transformation? It's still IT. Customer service is named as number 2, marketing and sales. And most important digital transformation efforts happening at the moment is still focused around modernizing an IT infrastructure, process transformations gaining traction, improving our customer and data insights. And at the very end, we have support and security for remote work. So this is one of the new elements that appeared in the latest digital transformation survey after the COVID broke out. What is impacting a DX? First and foremost, there's a very well-known statistics that have been shown recently. There's a lot of money in digital transformation coming in. So in the period of 2017 to 2022, it is expected that almost $2 trillion will be spent on DX. The latest figures in a span by 2024 show actually 2.5 trillion already. However, when Harvard Business Review did their research in 2019, so in the period between 2017 and 2019, out of 1.3 trillion, $900 billion were wasted. And 70% of companies, according to Business Consulting Group, do not reach their DX goals. So most important challenges to successful DX. Recently, COVID budget cuts, I'm sorry that there's a number missing, but it's about 45, 46%. Again, second position, which is the biggest challenge, is budget, and digital transformation is viewed as a cost center. At the same time, we have some of at the bottom of the list, we have lack of leadership vision, risk aversion, and lack of clean and structured data. So very fundamental business and IT-related challenges. Key barriers in moving forward with a new digital initiative, still cybersecurity concerns is the big one. But also establishing the right metrics, what this new initiative will actually bring, which leads to the next element of this result survey, budget, resource, and constraints. So making a business case, which is a little bit lower here, should be addressing most of those challenges presented above. Digital transformation CX. So last year, BDO, that was prior the COVID pandemic, took a focus on how digital transformation looks in CX specifically. So 68% of businesses say that CX is a top short-term goal within 12 and 18 months. 60% have a digital projects underway in customer experience area already. 32% of businesses cite that customer experience will be their number one competitive differentiator, but only 10% say that poor customer experience is their biggest digital threat. Customer experience is not yet being mentioned as a number one priority among those surveys. It's typically around second or third place, but it's within the top 4 objectives of companies doing digital transformation. So if they are focusing, if those customers, if those companies are focusing on CX, these are the elements they're looking at predominantly. So we can see in this chart that we have current and future outlook. So currently going projects and projects planned for the future in each of these areas. You can see that quality of customer support is dropping in terms of priorities. Speed of customer support is also dropping, even though they occupy the highest positions anyway. But what is really gaining traction is personalization and user-friendliness UX. So user-friendliness seems like the very fundamental things that need to be taken care of before we can move on with the rest of customer experience, and personalization that drives results. So this is enough about numbers. I'm going to try to walk you through in a couple of next slides around how do we see customer experience transformations in digital space happening. And for that purpose, we would like to present it in the frame of a model of a journey from a buyer persona to a customer 360. So we're starting with a buyer persona. A buyer persona is a marketing concept. It's been used extensively in the past by marketers to try and develop stories that follow our potential customers' interest alongside their journeys. The trouble with the digital age is that it brought a tsunami of those stories right now. It's very difficult to get with our stories across. And furthermore, the digital age also changed those storytelling into actual real-time conversations using digital channels. So in order to transform properly, we are postulating that your buyer persona as a starting point for your content marketing strategy, using it as an enhanced management personalization, should be aimed at enriching and defining your customer 360. This happens through the journey of your buyer personas from a hypothesis, through your processes, people, systems, and data, and all of this is collected as a customer 360. Once this is done and we collect enough data, we can apply data science and analytics, so we can draw the actionable insights and start enriching our buyer personas, if not bringing them to the more granular level. So what does this journey really like from a customer 360? On this slide, a buyer persona represents your applied buyer persona. So it's your segment. It's a derived buyer persona derived from a segmentation that is used as a distribution element from all the incoming leads. So we use advertising and touch points to drive traffic, and with the buyer persona concepts, we are putting those new arriving prospects or contacts throughout their journeys. And marketers typically, there are different models for those journeys, but marketers typically focus around awareness, interest, consideration, decision, purchase, up until possibly onboarding. And the customers do fluctuate. They do follow those journeys on an on-off basis, changing channels in their own pace. However, what typically marketers forget about is that this is just a part of a customer journey, because after we onboard them and they decide to purchase our products, services, and use them, there's a whole cycle. This is your customer service element that marketers seldom ever look into. And furthermore, alongside those journeys, they make a promise. They make a promise to a potential customer that something that they will get what they're looking for. However, during the onboarding process, something might go wrong, and they just might very quickly stop being our customers and go direct to the exit, or follow in our service cycle. Obviously, this customer service cycle can be defined depending on your business, but typically it goes around operations, service or support, satisfaction of your customers, and obviously billing. Once they exit, we can then nurture them back into the win-back campaigns. This gives us a customer 360. So throughout this whole entire journey, we want to make sure that we are capturing data points and all the meaningful interactions and information we are capturing from the beginning of the journey, throughout the cycle, and as well as they exit, and we're trying to win them back. This is all collected data enhancing engagement, so we can improve our buyer persona. And by doing this, our hypothesis, which is assumption-based, becomes a theory. So it's validated with data, and we can start improving our buyer personas. And those journeys are subject to constant improvement. So starting with our buyer persona, going for process, people, systems, data, and further refinement, we drive the enhanced engagement, driving this personalization, driving this engagement that helps our business. By this, we're getting a customer 360. Throughout this process, we're collecting data, and if this data is well structured, well collected, and well maintained, we can apply data science that will derive database insights from whatever we are learning about our customers. And we have enough data and have good analytical models, we can start doing predictive modeling around our customers' behavior and start applying them to potential customers as well, trying to intelligently profile them and start applying our knowledge and experience from Customer 360 to their projected behaviors. Generally, we are trying to improve those journeys because we want to improve the digital customer experience. And it's this is the maturity roadmap or a maturity path when it comes to digital customer experience. You can see on those three axes here, and we're looking at this from perspective of automation of your digital experience, of your targeted audiences, or actually, well, the groups of people you're talking to, and channels you use. So in this model, your maturity grows from manual conversations to mass audiences, through segmented, to one-to-one via omnichannel. That's the model we're trying to advise our customers to follow. So we also, from our experiences working on those digital transformation initiatives and also using available publications, we're proposing a digital transformation maturity model. It starts with the first floor, ground floor of making the case. This is where companies and customers try to experiment with different elements of digital customer experience. They might have a basic CRM concepts, basic digitalization, basic digital customer touchpoints, and inbound, outbound engagement. This allows them to experiment a little bit and develop foundations for what is yet to come. When it comes to developing foundations, customers at this stage are typically expanding on their customer journeys. They're trying to understand more. They're trying to understand which data points are essential for them to refine them, and start thinking about digital transformation in a much broader scope than just CRM and outbound marketing. At this point, when a business case is made and everybody's aligned, companies are digitizing operations at scale, which means that each and every department is investing a lot in new technology, new platforms. They are at the same time, they are improving their processes, but it has to be happening in a coordinated way, because if it doesn't, the next stage, which is integrating ecosystem, will become impossible. So if every function within the company is digitizing their operations on their own pace and with their own objective, integrating of ecosystem will become much more challenging. But the objective of it is that we can have all our functions, key functions that are collecting or interfacing with collecting customer data, interfacing with customers, to be able to start exchanging and building a customer 360 model, actually enabling it. And the top tier of maturity is when all of those below are done and companies are optimizing for growth. So with strong digital foundation, the focus shifts to artificial intelligence and machine learning and autonomous systems. According to all of the surveys that we have researched, majority of companies that are currently undergoing a digital transformation are still on the digitizing operations level. 44% of them claim that this is where they are right now. However, already 17% is integrating in ecosystems and 8% are optimizing for growth. So this is one of the last slides for this presentation, but we have a couple of more here, but in sake of time, I'm going to just pass the baton to Lucian in a second. But this is just to give you a bit of an idea, how are we approaching preparing our customers to digital transformation. We start first with making sure that all the transformation objectives are well understood, which means that they are organized around business KPIs. We help them plan the transformation, divide it into stages of why, what, how, and when, and plan the work accordingly. After that, we move into transformation engineering, is where all the concepts are developed, processes developed, and all of this is documented and preparing our customers for implementation. But before implementation happens, at the very end, we're helping them to roadmap their transformation using their capabilities as they see them, as basic and MVP, up to optimization and future enhancements. This road mapping is extremely important element of every digital transformation, because one of the biggest traps that customers might set themselves up for is when they start implementing concepts, processes, and platforms that are not yet on par with their maturity, So we're trying to make sure that adoption of the new way of working, new processes and platforms follows this roadmap. So business that does not come grinding to a halt. This brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. And